guys, what's up, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Had a little issue with the second gen, moving that AC condenser up front. We have sprung a leak, so come out this morning and saw that. We had some wind the past couple of days, and the condenser was hanging down, so I don't know if the movement and everything else has caused one of the fittings to break or what have you. But yeah, I come out here this morning to a mess, so I need to get that cleaned up. Today I would like to get the rest of the front end tore apart, need to get the timing cover off, and also need to get the turbo off there. We are sending the turbo away over to Indiana and gonna have some work done to it. It is a fresh build on the turbo. Well, okay, I shouldn't say it's a fresh build on the turbo. It's probably only got about 20,000 miles on it. I rebuilt it just a few years ago. It was probably like one of the second videos on the channel, to be honest with you, that when I was really bad. So not that they're really good now. Anyway, want to get those two items off the truck today and try and get those two things accomplished anyway. Get the rest of the front end cleaned up. I am going to go ahead and we're going to try the color match that I picked up as far as the Duplicolor metal cast paint. We're going to try and duplicate this red color with the timing cover. It's not a item that is really vastly seen, so it, for the most part, just covered up. So I'm hoping that we can accomplish, maybe hopefully within the same look or the same shade, and have that look pretty good. So we're going to use some metal cast on that, and other than that, I think that's pretty much all we're going to do today. Just wanted to try and do a couple of things to try and get some more work done. Going to be waiting on the turbo for a while, maybe a week or two to get it back. So today, try and get it shipped out tomorrow, which is Monday. So anyway guys, let's get this mess cleaned up first, and then we can get to some work on the second gen, because we have one hell of a mess right there. Before we get started, I just want to show you guys something. Hand sanitizer. Hot Shots Secret is now doing hand sanitizer. If you guys are running low and you need some, they now have it at Hot Shots. You can pick up some hand sanitizer there. They have limited quantity left. They're starting to run out and run out fast, so it is pretty liquidy. It's kind of like basically an alcohol base. The reason for that is these guys, all these companies that said they stepped up and they said they can make this hand sanitizer because of the COVID-19 and everything that's going on. They have to follow a strict recipe, so they're not able to make it a gel like when you buy your Purell or your Germex or your generic, whatever it is. But this is an 80% hand sanitizer, so it is still going to kill pretty much everything that you get it on. So just wanted to let you guys know, and my coupon code will work with that. Coupon code CM73. Hot Shots is always the first link in the description. So if you guys get a chance, head over there, check out everything that they have to offer. If you guys time for an oil change, plenty of oils. They even have Euro oils now too for your European models. You can pick up some Euro oil. They have gas additives, oil additives, fuel additives, even hand sanitizer. If you guys want some hand sanitizer, head over there, pick it up. CM73 will get you guys a 10% discount on your entire order. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Alright, got all that cleaned up. That was really still has like a little bit of a residue on there. I don't know what the green dye is in there, but that stuff's pretty nasty. It sticks to pretty much everything. Thought I would take my leaf blower and blow everything off. You can see I still have some of the green stuff right there, but I didn't want it to get too close, even though I am taking that off. I got a little bit too close with the leaf blower up in here and blew oil all over here, so I had to do a little bit of wipe down and get that cleaned up. Now I guess we can go ahead and take the condenser out of the way And also gonna go ahead and take the air dryer back there out of the way too. I'm gonna try and have to find a different spot for that because of some stuff we got coming up. Gonna need the real estate back there so I can get turned around and come up. So one of you guys did guess in the video what we are doing, and yes, we are going to go ahead and do a hood stack. That's what those 3 pieces of pipe are for. So got to get the air dryer moved out of the way, relocate it. Gonna do something obviously different with the air filter, so I might be able to put the air dryer like right in here someplace or over in here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and delete this battery over here also and just run off of one battery. All right, I just took this fitting here off, and it was pretty loose, and there was just a little bit of a gap in here. So I don't know if that came loose and everything leaked out of there, but you can see there that dye is all over this area right here, and it was all over this fitting. So I'm gonna say that it may have come from here, but when we put everything back together, we'll have to take it and have it charged and see if there is a leak someplace in the system. I do plan on putting the AC back in here. I just gotta find, I thought somebody made some relocation kits for that dryer, but I'm not 100% certain. I saw some pretty nifty videos earlier that how to remove these fittings here, so we're gonna try and accomplish making one of these tools and taking these pieces apart. What I have here is basically, it's a Teflon tape cap. Any type of plastic that you can wrap around these fittings right here and push up in there to separate that spring should be able to remove this fitting. But what we want to do is have just the right diameter that will slide up in there to release that spring. Okay, it did work, but it is not the easiest thing to do. It took me several minutes, well, not several minutes, but a couple of minutes to be able to get that fitting released off of there. All right, I went ahead and pulled the alternator off. I got the harmonic balancer off. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the bolts out around the timing cover so I can get that off. And then the last thing I wanted to do today is get the turbo off, and because I got to get it boxed up to get it shipped out tomorrow. Before I pull that off there, one thing I wanted to point out and show you, there's 2 different length bolts on these timing covers. One actually goes all the way through the cover and into the block to help hold the case, the timing case in place, and then the other ones just go into the case itself. So you want to make sure and put these in the right location when you put everything back together. Alright, I got everything off that I wanted to do today. I did go ahead and get the turbo off. It's just too hard to get the camera in there and show you how to take this off of there. It's pretty simple. You have studs on the bottom and you have bolts on top. It's a 15 millimeter and a 17 millimeter. Now 17 millimeter is not factory. It's what I used, what I had. I go all the way through and have nuts on this bottom side here. I may change things up when I put it back on. I'm not certain. I may put the nut on top. just because it would be easier to get at, but I haven't decided completely yet. That's just the way that I put it together last time. I did get, like I said, all this stuff off of there. Got the timing cover off of there. One thing that I found quite interesting, I believe this motor's been apart, or at least this section here is, obviously, because you guys saw all the silicone that was globbed all over the outside. But if you look right here, that pin's not covered. Now I know the issue wasn't as prominent in the 24 valves as it was the 12, but there was some issues. Hey, there I am. There was some issues with the 24 valves also. I have saw those pins come out of there, different forms and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to pick up one of those to put back on there. Well, not put back on there, to put on there period, because it's not covered. I want to keep it as safe as possible. This is the 02, so last year for this body style, but they used this engine for a few more years. So like I said, I know there's some talk on some different engines where they did have the problem alleviated. I'm just going to cover my butt and make sure my problem is never an issue, or it's never an issue for me. So with the turbo, like I said, this one here, this is the housing that I have. These are a 5765 on an 8.0 housing. Both of them are the same. I did have a box. This is going to get sent out tomorrow to the guys over in Indiana. We're going to have some work done to this turbo and get it back to me hopefully soon. Whatever it is, because we still have more work to do on that yet. But what I'm getting at is I'm gonna be able to use that housing to be able to get my hood stack made, and because I do have my flange coming. So like I said, we can just put that housing on there and use it for mock-up to do the hood stack. And well, that one is gone, because this is the one that is going to go on the dually, if you guys remember right, if I ever get time to get to work on that, because I have countless parts downstairs for that. I don't know. I just don't know if I'm gonna pull the head or not. I guess everything's sealing good, everything's working good. Why do that? I really don't know. Just thinking out loud. You can see on that crank there is a wear spot on that, and I'm going to say that wear spot came from an not an improper gasket install, but when they put that on, you can see how that seal has rolled. Right on that side. See how that seal rolled? So that's where all of the oil and everything was coming from. The crank was slinging it all over the back side of the dampener, and that's where all of this sludge and stuff is coming from, was the crank. So I would like to continue on trying to get some of this crap cleaned up and out of the way, and make sure everything's good and clean before I start putting things back together. As far as these fittings, it did work. In a pinch, you could do that if you wanted to, but I'm gonna go buy some to be able to take the dryer off and get that stuff out of the way. I do need to get some relocation lines coming to be able to come out of the AC unit, or the A coil, whatever you want to call it, inside the A coil inside the truck. Come out of there over to someplace, I don't know, around in here for the dryer, and have it mounted, because I want to relocate that someplace and get it away from there, because we're going to have piping coming through there for the hood stack. So, and I do want to remain and keep the factory AC if I could put it back on there. So anyway, that's just a few things what I've been working on today. If you guys don't mind, I think that's pretty much all I have. I do have all the silicone cleaned up off of the timing case. I do want to, and I have all the silicone cleaned off the back of the timing cover. I do want to do some of that paint, so hopefully tomorrow we can get out here and try out and get that painted. I got to finish getting the front of it cleaned up, get some sand job done on it so some paint sticks to it, and we'll see if we can't match that up and how well we can match it. So I guess with that being said, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you guys later on.